On any given day, if you search through Amazon for action cameras, you'll find a whole lot of results from largely unheard of brand names with prices that seem too good to be true. These are what I've come to call trash cameras, and today let's talk about them. Trash cameras are pretty easy to find once you know what you're looking for. These cameras are priced anywhere from $20 to $200 depending on how greedy the seller is, and are often from difficult to pronounce brand names. I bet there's very few in this list you actually recognize. These cameras are generally characterized by very overstated specifications, meaning that they don't actually have 20 megapixels and they can't actually film 4K. They are usually generic cameras that are sold for a markup domestically and have a seller's brand name printed on the case, so you can find them without the seller's brand name for cheaper from overseas. Despite these cameras being more garbage than not, they almost universally have obscenely high ratings, think 4.6, 4.7, even in some cases 5 out of 5, often higher than their more expensive big brand siblings. These cameras get their reviews by questionable means, giving free samples to people who often don't have other cameras to compare to, or don't really know what video quality is. These people leave a 5-star review because either they're obligated to, or they just want to get more free stuff. For example, this is footage from a so-called 4K camera with a 5 out of 5 rating on Amazon currently. Look how bad the 4K is. This isn't 4K, this is utter garbage. Even verified purchase reviews on Amazon can't be trusted anymore. Sellers often refund these so-called reviewers by PayPal, and in some cases they only get a refund if they leave a 5-star review. No 5-star review, no refund. Often these reviews don't even have video samples, yet all the reviews seem to make bold claims like, "Oh, better than GoPro." I question whether the people actually used the camera before reviewing it. Perhaps they're just putting it back in the box and then selling it on eBay to make money. So just how overstated are these specs? Well, I've seen a 720p camera posing as 4K before. They just printed 4K in the menu and hoped that people wouldn't realize. I've seen a 2 megapixel camera posing as 16, which is not even close. Often these cameras can do 1080p though, and usually their 1080p is okay. I've personally reviewed a few trash cameras that are actually decent for the price. There are definitely different tiers in terms of quality of these cameras, but they're still trash cameras because they overstate the specs. For example, the Suku C30, well, a fine camera for the price, says it's 20 megapixels when, no, it's not, it's 12. Enlarging a smaller image does not add resolution. So how do you look through these trash cameras to find something that's okay? Well, my biggest advice is don't purchase any camera from anywhere unless it specifically states what sensor and processor is in the camera. As I said earlier, there are different tiers of trash cameras and some are better than others. I generally find that a camera will be okay if it says it has a Novatech processor. Novatech cams aren't real 4K, but the higher end ones do 2.7K and 1080p 60. They are often bundled with Sony sensors that have actual 12 megapixel resolution. Their next closest sibling is the SPCA6350. These cameras are a little bit more hit or miss. Some are good, others are garbage. If you can find an SPCA6350 camera with a Sony sensor, they're actually decent. The OVS4689 cameras are okay too for 1080p. SunPlus, the maker of this processor, has a lot of low-end cameras though, so I try and avoid them just in case the seller was lying about what processor's in the camera. I also usually recommend avoiding all-winner cameras because more commonly than not, they're bundled with a sensor called the IMX179, which is not optimized for video whatsoever. The video just looks like trash from this camera. It's so smudgy and it lacks detail, and then it's over-sharpened to try and compensate for that, which, oh man, it's so bad. Worse yet, there's a new lightweight all-winner processor called the V3S, which is bundled with a 2 megapixel sensor and can't even do 1080p 60. Avoiding this processor is pretty easy because most listings say 4K 15 frames per second, whereas other all-winner listings say 4K at 30, which is kind of a lie. Anyways, good luck shopping because it's a mess out there right now, and I don't think Amazon's going to do anything about it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments below, and you can support me by using my links down in the description there.